Welcome back to the Late Night Gamer and start of the gameplay of this solo mission of the generated firefight. And it looks a bit weird. No, it doesn't look weird. It does look interesting, I would say. But it turned out to be a tank battle, which I guess is fine. Yep, and with that we are ready to play. We have set up the mission track, fixed the solo track sheet, giving myself one command point, one cap, although I should have had 0, but still. Okay, so I checked a little bit on Board Game Geek. It seems like the AI is going to start with 1 victory point, like this. The player, which is me, will be drawing 1 command card, and now I have frontline officer. It's going to cost me. So this is the entry point for me, the entire edge, and the objective of the game is to get most victory points. So I'll just get my tanks on and will head straight for this big guy here. These are my available units. My biggest tank is the Panzer IV. That has the biggest firepower value on armored units, the blue one. Blue number. So I am going to put that one on. My plan is to put on my heftiest unit, which is the Panzer IV F2 with 11 firepower, and just going to drive straight at that big boy down there. Is that a good idea? I think it is a good idea, so I'm putting it on here. Let me recap quickly how movement works. So when you play solo, you will be using you'll be using 1 point to move this tank. 1 action point. It's not caps, but let's call it action points. I think the game referred to it as action point. If I want to fire, I will be using 3 action points, but I want to move. This tank has 1 track symbol on it. Referring to the chart, I'm putting it on here on the road, and because it is a tracked movement, it will get 1 extra movement per track symbol. So staying on the road is a good idea. I also get 1 extra in the open, so I mean anywhere here is fine. If I go directly on the road for 1 action point, I will get my bonus move as well, and I'm heading straight at this rumored enemy, which is in the open, by the way. So as you can see, the center dot here is open, so this is open terrain, and it's actually all of these hexes here are open terrain. The rule says that you need to treat the entire hex as the terrain that is around the center dot. So it's open, 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 open. Meaning I have free line of sight from here to here. So I end my movement with a line of sight to a rumored enemy, which is in the open. So the open is treated as a hex because, well, there is no defense modifier in an open hex. So this unit is revealed. I'm going to reach in to this cup here. I'm going to not look, and I'm going to draw what's there. Right, it's a no enemy unit. False rumors, nothing there. So the way I check if this unit is spent or not is that I flip the top card here on the solo command deck or action deck, solo deck, solo order, I guess. And I know I spent 1 action point to move, so if the number here is 1 or less, then I am spent. I just refer to the bottom part that says that if you spent more or equal to 3 action points, you are spent. I did not, so I'm not spent. So then it's the enemy turn, and the enemy is going to take the top card and flip it open, and let's see what he does. First of all, we see that it's a green card, meaning that he will have to do a spent check. If it was a blue card, he could move any units, even spent units. So So that's a simulation of my command points. So the command order, which I just flipped over, would have moved him without he having to take a spend check. But now we will find out what he does, and we start at the top and we go down. First we look at the priority, and it's all units that are in the same hex as my own units. In close combat basically, there is none. There is no one adjacent to it either, so we keep going down. Oh, and then we look at the highest firepower AI. So there's a difference here between AI and unit. AI is the AI, of course, or the units of the AI, the Russians, Soviets, while the unit here is the Germans. So we find the highest firepower AI, which is closest to a unit that just acted, and we will fire. This is the unit that just acted, and the units that has the higher firepower, or actually the unit that is closest to it, is probably this unit, but it has no line of sight, so it cannot fire. And actually no unit has line of sight or are within range, so we skip that order. These guys are far off. Okay, so it can't fire. Then it will try to rally. There's no units that are, it will try to rally. There are no units really that needs to rally. And actually it will try to fire even if it's at long range. Since I only have one unit on the map, it's the lowest defense value unit that is mine. That's the one that's on the map. But then it would take the highest firepower AI farthest from the lowest unit. So there's a question then if this unit here can actually fire. We're actually 10 distance away, and the range of these guys are 5. So if he can see me, he can fire. There's a question here of this hex here, which is a forest hex, or light forest hex. If you look on the terrain chart, we'll see that the woods, light woods, actually block line of sight. You can't see it, but this is really the line of sight. It will block it. Measuring center, it doesn't clip the hex that has woods in it, although it does clip some woods here. It's not the actual hex, it goes into a hex with has pictures of woods but are treated as open, so this is line of sight. Fire even if long range, and that's the only unit that has line of sight. Just double checking really, that one has not, oops. This one does not have line of sight because it will clearly go through this hex here, and this one of course not, so yep. And that one is too far off, and there is, yeah, so it will try to fire. Now it's a rumored enemy. Again, we need to see if there's really anything there that can fire. It is. It's a tank. Facing me. It will be placed facing me. Yeah, I'm placing it like this. So it will fire, and the range is 8. I just want to make clear that when we measure the range of a rumored enemy is 5, and long range is within 2 of range, so that is 10 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 10 hexes. So it is within long range. So that's why it could try to fire, which it will try to do now, but now of course it fires with the firepower here. It's a T26 and it has a firepower of 6. It will use 5 action points to fire. The card says it will use 1 cap, so it's a +1 to the die roll. So the combat is worked out like this. The attack value is the firepower plus a 2d6 roll plus any number of caps used, which is 1 in this case. And then we compare the attack value to the defense rating, which is just the defense value, which is the defense rating plus terrain modifier. And that's all. And we give it to a penalty of -2 firepower because it's long range. So that should give the T26, a firepower of 6, minus 2 is 4, plus 1 cap 5, and we have to roll. Unfortunately, my Panzer IV is out in the open, so there is no modifier for defense, but he has 17 defense. Yeah, interesting. That's very interesting. Because now something happens. The maximum roll the T26 can do is double 6. That's 12, and his firepower is 5. That's 17. But if the AI needs to roll 11 or more in order to make a hit, it won't do it, it will pass. So we did reveal a unit, but it can't hurt me, so it will not do that. It won't roll. It will hit me in the front, so it's going to be 17 defense value. No, nothing happens there. It will continue. I think this is a little bit of a special case actually. We did reveal the unit. We had to in order to calculate the firepower. Turns out it can't fire anyway. So it is revealed. Didn't use any action points or anything. So then we go to the next step here, which is execute mission order. I'm pretty sure that that was a reasonable thing to do. The mission orders are listed here on the mission track, and we didn't get any tiles, but we have a default one. It says that the AI that's farthest from a unit will do a low risk move towards it and then fire plus 2 caps. So the mission order is that the AI farthest from a unit that can perform a low risk move towards the unit and then fire will do so. Does that change anything? If this guy moves 1 hex closer, it don't change anything. It's still on long range, so that's not effective for this guy. Theoretically, this guy could go here. Then fire. There's no effect for this guy because regardless of what he does, where he moves, he can't fire afterwards. Same with this guy and this guy. Right, so theoretically this unit could move here, then fire, but that will be outside of the range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he won't do it because there's no instruction of long range. So no, the AI will pass. So since he passed very early on, I could actually play the game a little bit, or game the game and pass myself, because that would allow me to draw another action card, and it has no influence of game length or anything. The only thing I would have to do is to shuffle back these 2 cards in the order deck. But we have to roll for initiative, so then I could theoretically give him another chance of going. Well, I'm not doing that, of course. That's gaming the game, and that's not not something I'm into. I will continue to drive up the road with the Panzer IV. I don't think he can take me out unless he starts to activate this guy here, of course. So I'm using 1 action point to go here and here. And I'm turning afterwards. After movement I get a free pivot. That's 1 action point, and that's a bonus move. And it's 5, so he's not spent. So there's another green card. There's an instruction on top here, says that if the AI plus units is less than 6, and it's not because you also count off-board units. If it's less than 6, then you would advance the mission track 2 spaces. Nobody is in close combat, nobody is adjacent. Yeah. Okay, so we do have a move thing here, so let's see. So first here's a fire order. It's the highest firepower AI farthest from the lowest DV unit, closest to an AI. So very, very complicated move. But in essence, the lowest DV unit is this only unit that I have on the board. And the highest firepower AI that can fire upon that from the furthest distance is this guy, but he's out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so he won't do it. Then there's a rally order, we skip that, nobody is damaged. Then it's the AI closest to a spent unit in 0 DM hex or mission objective, move towards. So this is a move order which is significant, which is move towards to a spent unit in a 0 DM hex or mission objective. But there is no mission objectives here, so I think we'll skip over that and then execute mission order. So again, we'll pause, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so again, there is a pause. Move and fire. Yeah, nobody can do that. As the German, I could put on another unit, of course, or I could drive this further up. I wonder if I can go into the woods, that would be nice. Can, at the cost of 2 action points, I can drive the tank in the heavy wood. So I'm taking the tank and I'm driving it here. 1 plus 2 extra, that's 3 action points, pointing it towards the big tank there. And I spent 3 action points, 1 for driving, 2 for the extra burden in the woods. Yes, this unit is now spent. Okay. Then let's see what he does. He says execute, well, of course, no adjacency, no close combat. We execute counteractions. And there are some default counteractions here. If an AI is in the draw cup, draw an AI from the draw cup. Move onto the map hex closest to a mission objective or unit. Great. We will have somebody come on. I will take these guys and just shake them up. And that will draw this one. This is the one that comes on. BT7 comes on at the hex closest to a mission objective or a unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is going to be this hex here on the road. Yeah, that makes sense. So it comes on here with a move order. So it will, because it's tracked, it will move on extra. And you will check to see it spent just 1 action point. That's 4, it's not spent. Okay, then it's me again. I need to put on more units now. My second biggest, baddest Panzer. Actually just have 1 big Panzer. I have this Panzer 4. I'm doing the same thing and exactly the same thing. 1 extra movement, driving up the road. Checking if it's spent for 1 action point. It is. Yep. Ah. Man. AI order. We have more than 4 units. Execute counteractions. And you know what that is? We're going to draw another AI. It's coming on the same spot with a move order. Okay, so this game has no stacking limits, but I'm going to just like that, and it can drive like that. So let's see if it's spent or not. 1 action point. No, it's not spent. It was a 2. And I'm just driving on my Panzers. 1 and 2. Checking if it's spent. It's not. And the AI counteractions. Okay, so now suddenly we have tons of units coming on. That's great. It's going to be this one. Yeah, I'm putting it in the same hex here as this guy. That's 1 action point for that tank as well. Not spent. I'm just going to continue moving this guy up as far as I can. Moving him 2. There's 1 bonus movement also out in the open for tracked vehicles. And he spent 1 action point doing that. Can move all day, that's a 3, so he's good. Okay, so now we have something else for the AI. There is nothing in close combat or adjacent. Unhit AI closest to a fresh unit that just acted. This is the fresh unit that just acted. And the order is fire even at long range. Okay, I think he can. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's even within range because this guy has a range of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if there's a line of sight, he is within normal range. Oh shit. Yeah, that's not a problem. It's out in the open, and this is an open hex, so crappers, that's not good. And he has, can he hit me? Well, he's going to hit me in the front at least, because I have an arch going, going like this, front arch going like this, and here as well. So it's not in the side. That gives me a defense value of 16. His firepower is 6. He will use 1 cap, so that's 7. And it's not long range. If he rolls 9, then he will hit me. So he will try to do that, because that's 9 is less than 11, so it's not a hopeless shot. Because I'm a little bit, I don't know, I change dice all the time, so I'm doing it again. That's a miss. No effect. As we can see here, the cost of fire is 5 action points. And we check, and he is spent. Me again. I can fire back at him, but he is in the woods. So that's a bit tough to hit. It's tough. He's in the light woods here, so that gives him 1 extra defense. So basically he has 15 defense. And I have 3 in attack, as you can see by the blue number. So if I roll a 12, I will hit him. But there is not a big chance of doing that. The only way I can take him out would be then to go short range. Yeah, okay, so we'll try to do that. I'm going to calculate. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to move this guy up here, and hopefully I can move him again so I can get into cover here and ambush this guy next round. So let's see if I'm spent. I spent 1 movement point. No, not spent. Let's see what he will do. Okay, move the track 1. Interesting, it moves 1, and then we need to execute this, which happens now. So what does the mission order says? Draw an AI order card, place a rumored enemy counter on the hex specified on the card. Oh, nice. Okay, so we draw a card. And each card each card also have a hex number down here. So in L03 we will place a rumored enemy. It's in the bushes here. And one of these no enemy goes into the cup. Then we move the mission tile onto the next 1 space, which is there. We continue here, and it's going to be execute counteractions, which we know is drawing putting on the last enemy. So the white box designates -2 in close combat. So now both this hex here and this hex here is the closest one, and I'm going to roll a die. They're equally distanced. So on a 1 to 3 it's going to be this hex. Yes, it's this hex here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to come on here. We don't play on half hexes, and it's going to drive 1 more. And we check if it's spent. That cost him just 1 action. Nope, it's not spent. It's over to me. Then I'm going to drive this guy into safety, like this, and I'm going to, I don't have to pivot. Well, I can pivot, like this, and I'm going to check. It's not spent. AI turn. Nothing here. Hit AI in cover closest to a French unit. He will fire +1 cap. Yeah, so it's a green card, so this guy cannot act, he's spent. It's going to be this AI who would try to fire at me with 1+1 cap. So then we have to draw and see if there's anything there. No, there's nothing there. So the AI passes. I'm going to bring on another one, and I'm going to bring him on here. It is this one, which just has some firepower at least. And he has a bonus move out in the open as well. And we check if he's spent. Nope. And we do the AI. So we add the units together if we get less than 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we don't. We have more than 10. If fresh AI are less than fresh units, he will pass. But they're not. There's a bunch of... There's a whole bunch of fresh AI units here. So there's a lot of fresh AI units. Then there is a specific order for mortars and infantry guns. We don't have any of those. Then the AI farthest from the lowest defense value unit will fire. The lowest and defense value unit I have, which can be fired upon, it's either going to be this guy or this guy. Let's calculate the defense value. He's out in the open, but first I need to check if he can be seen at all. Yes, he can. It's a free line of sight there, and it's within range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The range is 7 for this Russian unit. So defense value of this guy is, for a shot head on, 16. Now that is going to be lower than 17 here. +1, +2 for the woods. That's 19 defense value. The attack value of the Russian guy here is 9, so he's firing his guns straight into this guy who has 16. So you're going to roll 2 dice. Oh, we get 6. That's 15. That's a miss. Okay. At least he did spend 6 points to shoot, and that will spend him. Only 1 there, as we can see. It's only 1. This guy means that if you are the player and get this symbol, you will not be spent regardless. But you can choose to ignore it. I usually play with it, because I do find the game hard. Okay, then I should probably do something with this guy here. Right, I'm not sure if I filmed, how much I filmed now, or when it stopped, but I drove into the woods with this guy, because to get him out of range from this guy who fired upon me, missed. He drove into the woods, he was spent. Then I drew a card from this, for the AI, and it says fresh unhit AI closest to a spent unit will move towards. This is a spent unit, this is a fresh unhit AI, it's very close, so he will move towards. Let's zoom in a little bit on these guys. So here, what he will do is that he will move out of a fire zone if possible. He will close the number of hexes between us, so it's 1, 2 now, meaning he will have to move here or here. That's what he'll do then. He will drive into the house like that. He doesn't have to take a spent check because it was a blue card, and that's it. I'm going to continue moving this guy up here, straight line. And of course he is spent. That cost him 1 action point. Ugh. AI, execute counteractions. It's not possible, there are no more AI in the draw cup, so we skip that one. Hit AI, there is no hit AI. Hit AI, there's nothing. AI closest to a unit that just acted, or mission objective, with low risk move towards. This guy just acted, the AI that is closest and still fresh are down here, and he will low risk towards, and he doesn't really have to consider that low risk move, he will just move towards. Actually, on a 1, 2, 3, it's going to be this guy. Now it's the other one. Unless they are identical. It's a bit... No, they are not identical. So, I'm going to do it like that. That cost him 1 action point. He's good. And me, I'm going to put on another tank here, move up. He's not spent. Oh, command order. Hit AI, there's no hit AI. AI in a 0 DM hex, closest to a target. Low risk move towards cover, closest to target. Okay, so you move towards cover, closest to a target if you are in a 0 DM hex. He's not in a 0 DM hex. These guys are in 0 DM hex. These two here. And this one is closest to a target. He will low risk move towards the target. This is the target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's this guy. That's a low risk move, it's not a problem. Towards cover. And he can't use his bonus move to get into cover. He won't move here because that will put him in a fire zone. Just checking that he's not like a sitting duck there. Well, maybe he is. No, yeah, he's actually, I can actually see him there. So he's not moving there, he's moving there. And I continue to move. Not spent. Reshuffle deck after this action. Alright. There's no mortar, infantry gun. AI farthest from the lowest DV unit. This is the only unit that can be fired upon by a fresh unit. Here. And the defense value in the woods is 19. And he shoots with 10, so he will have to roll 9 actually. He will hit me on a 9. Missed. That cost him 6 action points. And I will have to reshuffle. And he is spent. I'm continuing my drive. For 1 action point. Staying out in the open. Not spent. AI. Oh, it's a command order. It doesn't care about if it's spent or not. Hit AI. No. AI in 0 DM hex closest to a target. 0 DM hex is these guys. Or that one. And he is closest to a target. He will move towards cover closest to a target. So let's do that. So let's just put him in cover. Now then he goes into a fire zone. Yeah. He will go to the highest DM value. He goes into here. That cost him 7 action points. Oh, he doesn't have to take a spent check. Then this guy will fire here, and that's outside the fire arc, so it's in his rear with a value of 13. We use the top value. He's in Lightwood, so that's 1 more. That's 14. And I have a firepower of 5, the blue number here. I need a 9. And I do get it. I got 10. So I hit him. I'll draw a counter and place it on top of him. I don't know what it is yet. I will know once he activates next turn. My spent check, 3 points to fire. No, I'm good. I can still act. Okay. AI. Hit AI in 0 DM hex. There's nobody. Hit AI closest to a unit. It's this guy, but he is spent. Hit AI closest to a unit that just acted or mission objective. Well, he acted. He is closest to that guy. Low risk move towards. Tempted to moving out in the open, but I'm not sure if that's allowed. It's a low risk move. I think that's fine because his firing arc. He has a 360 firing arc. Yeah, that's right, he has a 365, he has a turret, so no, he won't do that. He can't move, he can move towards the flank of the unit. He can move there. And then he can check if he's spent. Yep, he is spent. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think it's semi-correct, at least. So this guy will fire again. Trying to put on another hit on him, on the guy. Same as before. 7, 12, and I had to check if there's something going on with his values. It was, but it goes up actually, because he's immobilized. He get actually, wait, he was immobilized, so he actually get a +1 modifier to the side armor, which is weird. So that's a miss then. No, I'm not spent. Still a 5. AI. If AI plus unit is less than 16, move twice on the track. Are we less than 16? Yes, we are less than 16, so we'll move the track twice. Over this one here doesn't take effect because it's not yellow. It goes there. Then if AI, fresh AI are less than fresh units, and I have one fresh unit on the map and I have another one in reserves, so we are equal because they have 2 here and they have also these guys here, so they're good. And we go here and see hit AI, he's spent, so he come to it. Unhit AI closest to a fresh unit, to a fresh hit unit. I don't have any fresh hit units. Largest group of mobile ALS closest to a... Oh, mobile AIs closest to a mission objective or unit move towards. That's a group of 2. And that's a group of 2. These guys are closest to a unit here, so they will move towards. So he will go 1 and spend his bonus, and the same will this guy do, like that. The group will check. The group is not spent. They only used 1 for that. Again, I'm going to fire. No, 7 plus 5 is 12. It's not good enough. Cost me 3. I'm good. I'm not spent. AI. If AI plus unit is less than 6, it's not. Highest firepower AI farthest from the lowest DV unit, closest to AI. So we find the lowest DV unit, which is closest to AI, that can be fired upon. Well, everything is spent here, more or less. I guess this unit can be fired upon. Maybe. No. It's a fire order. Hit AI closest to a unit. Well, it's still spent. Sorry. AI closest to a spent unit in a 0 DM hex or mission objective. Well, the only one that can act are these guys, right? There is no spent unit in a DM hex. Well, this one is spent in a DM hex. There's 0 DM hex. No defense modifier. So I guess he will try to move towards them. And I'm going to roll 1, 2, 3. It's the top guy. Now it's the lowest guy. He moves 2 hexes towards this guy. That puts him in a fire zone. He won't do that. He will move there. He's not spent. I'm just going to keep on firing, I think. Missed. And spent. Let's see what the AI does. Okay, so we have more than 6, so that's fine. Fresh AI are less than fresh units, nope. AI closest to a target will move with low risk move towards the target. So he's going to... Oh, it's 1, 2, yeah. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually this guy, so he will move here. That's a low risk move. Yep. So that's into light woods, and he's a guy on his feet, so he won't do anything. And that's not extra AP action points, so it's a 1 test. No, he's still good. I will bring on my last unit, coming on here, 1, and going there, and checking if I'm spent. Of course I'm spent. Can't do anything else now. Let's see what the AI does. Command order. Execute counteractions, because this doesn't apply. The counteraction doesn't apply either. There's no AI left to put on the board. And highest firepower AI farthest from the lowest DV unit. Oh man. The lowest defense value unit that can be fired upon even at long range. This guy has a DV of 15 towards that attack. That's pretty low. Here in the woods, that's going to be 14 to 16 maybe, if it's from the sides. It's 16 from the sides. That's the way I interpret that, is that it's this guy who's going to fire, and you can see that the firepower here is within a circle, so he has a turret. He will just turret, of course, which is going to cost him more action points, and that doesn't worry him now because it's a command order. Maybe this guy can shoot at him instead because he's further away. I don't think he can. No, it goes through this wood here. He can fire upon that guy, but he has a higher defensive value. Oh man, even though he's immobilized, he will just turret with firepower of 6 plus 2 caps. That's firepower of 8, and he has a defensive value of 15. That's 5. Oh, that's 13. He's good. Shush. Is it? 6, 7, 8. Yes, that's good. Lucky. That was lucky. Well, I can use my command point, which I have on my sheet, the only one I have, and I can force... I will just pause. I can't do anything else. AI plus unit is not less than 10. Fresh AI are less than fresh units. No, that's not true either. Highest firepower AI closest to a fresh unit that just acted. We don't have any fresh unit that just acted. AI closest to a fresh unit. No. Unhit AI closest to a target. It's this one. He will move towards. Yeah, he will move. This is a turreted guy, so he has full circle there. He's going there. He's not just sitting duck, but at least we get to see what it is. It's a minefield. Okay. Right. It was a bit weird. I will still pause. The AI, if AI plus unit is less than 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it is, then we move the track up once, then we get back here, we get another rumored enemy, and this time I8. Weirdly enough, that is right here. Execute counteractions, but there are no more off-board enemies. Highest firepower hit AI. Oh, there's nobody that are hit and can do something. Highest firepower AI closest to a hit unit will fire. No, we don't have any hit units. We have nobody that can fire on anybody actually. And we'll do execute mission orders. AI farthest from a unit will low risk move and then fire. Well, if he low risks move here, he will get into a fire zone. You can see him, and I don't think low risk moves will allow that. No, he won't do it. So then the AI will also pass, And that's great because then 2 units has passed, or the 2 players have passed consecutively, and we have the end of round, and I say, poof, that was a big, long round. So I have now a push up here, but they are mobilizing in the middle here. Something weird going on here with tanks running into houses. Yeah. And with that, I'm going to initiate end of turn sequence, which will mean to flip all the spent units like that. Then it's reshuffling time again of the solo cards. Okay, shuffling done. I will reset the caps, but well, I still just have 1, which I didn't use. Then I will draw another action card from my hand. At least something I can do. It costs only 1 cap, which is what I have. Add 1d6 to the activated unit's action point track. I can't use this in a solo game. I need to check what that does, because I don't get action points when I play the solo game. Other than that, we will roll for initiative. So we roll 2 dice, and if I get more or equal to 8, I will have the initiative. I can use caps now to moderate that. I won't. We got 9, so I still have the initiative. And I think that's it for now. I'm going to check up on the action card, how I can use it in a solitaire setting, and until next time, I will say bye-bye and hope to see you soon, and maybe for some more Awakening of the Bear solitaire.